Hello everyone and welcome back to the UConn Huskies Dynasty. The Huskies are riding a high currently. They've won 2 in a row and one of those was an upset against Ohio State. And while I really enjoyed that episode and it was a lot of fun to get that upset done, at the heart of it, I'm a guy who tries to do realistic simulation style rebuilds. And yes, upsets do happen, so it's not entirely unrealistic that we could get that win, but I do think it's been entirely too easy to get wins to this point. We're beating basically any team that is the same rating as us, and we are having a pretty easy time keeping up with and beating teams that are higher rated than us. It should be the other way around. It should be an absolute grind to be beating just about anyone on our calendar right now, because we're only a 79 overall. We do have decent offensive pieces, so I would sort of expect our offense to be pretty solid, but it's definitely been far too easy. So here's what I've done. We're still on Heisman 10-minute quarters, and I have implemented Matt 10's slider set. He made this alongside Mr. Hurricane, and Mr. Hurricane's Buffalo Bulls dynasty, I think, has played a lot better than mine has. The actual gameplay itself feels more realistic. So I've imported these from the main menu. Be sure if you are going to use these sliders to import them from the main menu. That's the only way that it works properly. But here are those settings. I'll just kind of scroll and you can feel free to pause and take a look and copy anything down. Few changes to penalties, but not much. And then the only thing that we still have turned off is roughing the kicker. So we might see some running into the kicker penalties, but no roughing the kicker penalties. They're still just happening way too frequently. I've also switched the playbook to a different pro style playbook, so it'll still be fairly similar to what UConn was running, but their playbook is just a lot of dink and dunk, which I think is easy to just cheese with against the CPU. So to personally give myself more of a challenge, I've switched to Utah's playbook and we'll be using that going forward. And then going into year number 3, we might switch up the playbook again, just since we're losing guys like Victor Rosa. And then I think especially in year number 4, we're going to make an even bigger switch after Nick Evers graduates and we have more of a speed threat at quarterback with the recruit we got this year in Dorian Tobin, or with Chester Roach, who is a freshman with star development that will be a redshirt freshman next season. Both him and Dorian Tobin are very fast players, and so I'd want to run more sort of option style offense where we run with the quarterback a bit more. Here's a new look at the top 25 after Ohio State falls all the way down to 15th. Currently number 1 is Oregon. Boston College is 3rd. We've been battling them for some recruits. It's crazy how good they've been this year. So here is the top sort of 15 or so. Ohio State, of course, falling down after the loss to us. A couple undefeated teams here in the 20s, including Cal and Liberty. Maybe Liberty, a team that we should be moving to the ACC as well next season. Here's a quick update on the recruiting board. Nate Putu is almost down to his top 3. He is a gem safety. We did lose a different safety in the previous episode, and Boston College is making a big push for him. We won't lose him this week because he'll just go down to his top 3, but if Boston College is gaining more influence than us, and with them having the visit in week 10, I am worried that we could lose Putu. So I've got a full 65 points headed his way, including a hard sell and a soft sell. And we do have a visit scheduled, but it is for week 11. We're also doing an all-out push for Ted Booth. Rutgers is starting to make a push for him, but I think we can secure him. We are the closest to a commitment by a good amount. There's also Terry Overhauser, who I am maxing out points on, a wide receiver from far Rockaway, New York. And Syracuse is trying to sweep in to steal him, but we have him scheduled for a visit this week, actually. So a win this week against Oregon State would be huge. There is Kevin Simonson, who we're doing a hard sell on, but App State is making up some ground. And then another guy we're at risk of losing is halfback Dan Boyd. We are doing a hard sell for him as well, trying to make sure that Rutgers does not steal him. The previous week we were only DMing the player, so we will get a lot more influence this coming week. A 3-star right end in Moses Newcomb will probably commit after today's game, and then we are now pursuing another strong safety in Joshua Dora from Washington, Maryland, who currently has no other offers. And I've added a few other 3-star guys that weren't getting offers as well, and we will see if we can climb up their boards. But enough with all that, it's time for some UConn football. The Huskies, coming off the Ohio State upset victory, now playing against Oregon State back at home. Oregon State, an 83 overall team, still a solid program, and with these new sliders, it might be a bit more of a struggle to get that victory. Also, let me know in the comments what you think we should do about the Pac-2 Oregon State and Washington State are currently not playing particularly well, neither of the two teams. So I don't know if it would make sense for them to join like the Big 12 or the Big 10. Here's a look at the Oregon State offense. They are led by senior quarterback Ben Gulbranson. They've got Jaquez Badalado-Birdsell, which is kind of a fun name to say, if not a little lengthy. And the backup is a sophomore in Jamar McMillan. Wide receiver 1 is Darius Clemens, Jeremiah Noga, and then Jimmy Valson III. And then the tight end is Gabe Milborn. 1st and 10, starting from the 25 for Oregon State. As the first play will be an RPO, and it goes to the outside. Grubbs is there, can't make the tackle. That is Jordan Wright who ends up bringing him down, but a first down to start the day for Oregon State. So a fresh set of downs to start the day at the 37. As Gulbranson will hand off, and actually, who is number 87? That is not their normal halfback. So that is Jamar McMillan, actually. So maybe they're starting him instead. And I just discovered their normal halfback, Anthony Hankerson, who is an 89 overall, has a dislocated hip and is out today, which is why you will not see him. No wonder they're so weak at the running back position. So apparently it's going to be a lot of McMillan, who is wearing the number 87 out of the backfield, which is a little strange, but not the weirdest thing you've ever seen. I mean, Ohio State has a starting quarterback with the number 33. 1st and 10 from midfield, moving down the field nicely here in the rain game. Man in motion. It is going to be a jet touch pass. Good blocking on the right side. Pushed out of bounds by Damon Brinson, who maybe saved a touchdown. 2nd and 3 for Gulbranson in the offense. He'll hand it off to McMillan. The run blocking has been incredible to start the day. Lee Millette the third has to bring him down. It's a 1st and 10 in the red zone. From the 18, first down, 10 to go. They're back to pass again with Gulbranson. Dumps it off to McMillan, and he's brought down by Jordan Wright after a pickup of 7. McMillan checks back into the backfield to Gulbranson's left, and it will be a handoff to him. He's going to get the first down, but he fumbles the football, and it's recovered by the safety, Lee Millette III. He gets a block, and he might be gone. Do they have enough speed to catch him? I don't know that they do. Lee Millette III finds his way all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, UConn, off the fumble. 6 points to start the day for the defense. It looked like they were going to give up 6, but a fumble forced by, I'm not even sure, it was Price Yates, the senior end, forcing the football out, and the senior safety, Lee Millette III, returning it the whole way. That's gotta hurt if you're Oregon State. You drive that whole way. You're only about 5 yards from the end zone, you cough it up, and not only that, but it's returned for a touchdown. They'll go back to Badalado-Birdsell. That'll set up a 2nd down and 10. They'll just dump it off here to the tight end, and he's got the first down to the 38. First down, 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Gulbranson, man in motion, looking like it's probably a jet touch pass, and it is. He gets the blockers again, trying to find a place to go, breaks out of a tackle, and finally finds a first down, getting to the 50 again. So they've had no issues moving the ball. Obviously, it's just that the turnover ruined the last drive. It's going to be a passing play this time, left side. That is incomplete, forced out by last week's hero, Cam Chadwick. 3rd down could be a huge grab of momentum from the Huskies defense if they can get the stop here. A little bit of a blitz coming. They check it down. He needs a few more yards for the first. He's not going to get it. 4th and 3, and they're going to elect to punt this away. An excellent punt from Oregon State pins us inside our own 5 at the 3. So 1st and 10 UConn, and first look at this sort of new look offense. Victor Rosa will get 2 yards. On 2nd down and 8, Lewis Hansen in motion. And Victor Rosa going to get the carry. And he's going to be just short of the first down marker, but it sets up a 3rd and 1. From the 13, a big 3rd down here. Can the Huskies convert? Victor Rosa on the carry? No, can do. A big stop from Oregon State, and we'll punt it right back. Obviously, having to punt from in your own end zone will give your opponent pretty good field position. Oregon State gets to start from our 44. Under 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Has a man down the middle, and that one is caught all the way to the 17. Now Oregon State back in the red zone. Of course, fumbled the last time they were here. Not wanting to do that again. McMillan is in the backfield. Gulbranson looks to throw, though, goes over the top of Voorhees, the linebacker, and they find the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon State immediately. off of the exchanging of possession. They're going to knot this game up at 7. They seem to love this senior wideout, Jimmy Valson III. 1st and 10 UConn, as Skylar Bell is in motion, and it's a jet touch pass to him. Don't see these a lot with the wideouts. A pickup of 5. 2nd and 5 from the 29. Evers is back to pass. Wants Josiah Gathings underneath. He's got the reception, and he's to the 40. 1st down UConn. Out of the shotgun is Evers, and it's going to be a carry for Victor, but there's really nowhere to go, and there's a flag down. That'll make it a 1st down and 20 from the 30 for UConn, and we're back to pass. Looking right side of the field, it's going to be intercepted in the direction of Skylar Bell. Honig takes a bad angle. They get a defensive touchdown as well. We get one, they get one. It's only fair. A 39-yard pick 6 for Mason White, and Oregon State will take the lead away from the Huskies. Not a great start for UConn. Of course, we got the scoop and score, the fumble 6. But now we start the second quarter down a touchdown, seemingly out of nowhere. Back to pass is Evers, and he'll find Hansen, but he can't hold on through the contact. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Evers back to pass, dumps it off to Victor, and makes a man miss. Gets a pickup of 8, and that sets up a 3rd down and 2 from the 33. Evers back to pass, has a man over the middle. It's Skylar Bell, and he gets to the 40. But more importantly, a 1st down. UConn moves the chains, and now it's play action and a screen setup for Skylar Bell. Good blocking from Shamar Porter, but he trips up Bell on his way to the next block. Either way, it's a 1st down. Skylar Bell at severe risk of injury. Let's take him out of the game. Playing in his place is the senior Dejon Harrison, lined up wide to the left. But on this play, it's a handoff. Victor Rosa changes directions and falls forward for another 1st down pickup. 1st and 10 from the 37. And Evers going to dump this off to Hansen on the RPO. He'll get 6. That makes it 3rd down and 8. Evers back to pass again. Wants Shamar Porter over the middle, didn't put enough touch on it, and it's picked off by Oregon State again. The drive was looking promising for UConn, but it's another interception for Nick Evers. I can't even tell you the last time Nick Evers had thrown a pick, period, let alone 2 in the same game. It's been a while, as it's going to be a handoff to McMillan. He's got some serious running room and some good speed already past the 50. The Beavers on the move. No problem with the offense so far today. 1st and 10 as he'll go to throw, and it's over the middle. Brinson in coverage, brings him down, but it's a pickup of 5. And now on 2nd down, will they go back to the halfback McMillan? They do indeed, and Julian Simon is there. It's still a pickup of 2. 5 minutes left in the half. I could see them going to the ground here. It looks like they might actually with a jet touch pass. No, it's a fake, and now looking to throw with literally all kinds of time, and finding the tight end is Golbrinson. So now they're in the red zone, or really just an inch outside of it, I guess. As this is going to be a pass towards the end zone. It's intercepted by Jordan Wright, who will take a knee. And it's just been a turnover fest here in the crappy weather against Oregon State. That is a huge pick for Jordan Wright, though, as it means that Oregon State cannot extend their lead. Nick Evers needs to go give his defense a handshake. They're the sole reason that we're still involved in this game. Victor Rosa, really good carry here, gets all the way to the 35. 2nd and 10 from the 35. We're back to pass with Nick Evers again. And we'll give it to Victor Rosa. Can he make this man miss? No, but he will make it a more manageable 3rd and 2. From the 42, 3rd down situation for UConn. And Victor Rosa in the receiving game again is open. Stiff arms one defender, but gets hit from behind. It's still a 1st down. 2nd and 5 as we near the 2-minute warning. Evers back to pass again, getting chased, and down he goes. A loss of a lot. And it's now 3rd down and 15. Evers will go back to pass. Needs a man to get open. Just lobbing one up to Shamar Porter. It's deflected, nearly intercepted for the 3rd time today. And on 4th and 15, we'll have to punt it away. So far, this is playing out pretty much exactly how I had hoped, where it's much more difficult to get meaningful offensive drives rather than just going down and scoring every time we touch the ball, as this is incomplete. So now we bring ourselves to a 3rd down and 10 from the 22. Golbrinson, man in motion. And it's a handoff to McMillan. There is a holding penalty. I believe that's where that flag is coming from. Either way, it's 4th down. So we will decline this and get the ball back. The Huskies still with an opportunity to tie this game up. It has just been difficult to get down the field, whether it's the weather or the play of Nick Evers or some combination of the two. 3rd and 9 from the 38. Evers back to pass, lobbing one up for Shamar Porter, but it's deflected and will go 3 and out. Can the defense continue the level of play they've shown so far today? On this one, it's a screen set up for McMillan, and he's got a ton of space. Brinson can't chase him down. He's going to have a huge gain here in UConn territory all the way to the 20. 1st and 10 from in the red zone on one play. Gulbranson out of the shotgun, does look to throw, has a man to the right side, and that's going to be good for a 1st down or just short of it. 2nd and goal from the 10. As he's back to pass, dumping it off underneath. A juke move made on Zachary Spears. Touchdown, Oregon State, as the football crosses the line. And they will take a 2-possession lead over UConn into the half. 28 seconds and 3 timeouts. I guess it's not impossible to potentially get some additional points here, as Harrison will get a grab. We'll call our first timeout. 2nd and inches from the 35. We're back to pass again. We've got Shamar Porter open down the field with some running room. Get out of bounds, young man. He does at the 42. 1st and 10 UConn. You give Evers time to throw and he can make you pay on 1st and 10. We're going to dump this off to Porter again. He has a lot more running room again, and it's a 1st down to the 29. Still have all of our timeouts, but there's only 11 seconds left. We can go over the middle, nearly intercepted again. On 2nd and 10, there's 8 seconds left in the half. We just have to go quickly here. I think we just throw this away and settle for a field goal try. So it's Zach Costanzo on to kick. The wind, not his friend in this situation. The kick is up. It's drifting right. I think it was short. It was. Yeah, that 17-mile-per-hour wind did not help our cause. So we head into the half 21-7. The offense looked really good on that last drive. Just no time to finish it off. We start with the football here in the second half. At this point, the defense has been a more productive offense than the offense, with the only points coming off of the fumble recovery. 1st and 10. It's a new half, though, and Victor Rose is running angry, and he'll get 6 yards. 2nd and 4 from the 28. It's going to be another carry for Victor. Breaks out of a tackle and goes down, but I just saw that wear and tear slider drop to 0. Yeah, the dude is about to die. We will be subbing out Victor for maybe the rest of the game. I mean, look at all these negatives. He's practically useless. So it's going to be a lot of Darrell Robinson after that. 1st and 10 from the 41. We're basically going to treat that as an injury for Victor Rosa. Don't want to lose him for the rest of the year. A pickup of 4. 2nd and 6 from the 45. It's play action. And a flag is down, and so is Nick Evers. A sack given up, and I think it's a holding play as well. They elected to decline the holding call, making it a 3rd and 12. We're going to lob one up for Shamar Porter. Can he make the grab? No, it's punched out. And we'll have to punt away again. Well, if we want any hope of scoring, it might have to come from the defense. 1st and 10 from the 18. Handoff to McMillan. Jukes one way and gets brought down by Spears. And that brings us to a 3rd down and 5 from the 23. Gulbranson back to pass. Has his man, and Lee Millette III just doesn't try to deflect that at all. He just stands there, waits for him to catch it, and then makes the tackle. Just lazy defense from the senior safety who previously returned the touchdown, the only touchdown on the day for UConn, as this is incomplete, defended well by Chadwick. And that brings us to a 3rd and 10 from the 35. Gulbranson back to pass, has a man deep over the middle, but he overthrows him, and it's going to be 4th and 10, a good stop from the Huskies. 1st and 10 from the 30. Evers back to pass and wants Harrison. Has him. And he's got a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2 from the 38. It's going to be a handoff. Darrell Robinson breaks out of a tackle. Would have been a huge loss. Instead, it's a 1st down. Good running from the sophomore halfback. 2nd and 10 from the 45. As we'll hand off Robinson again. And man, oh man, sometimes they just get through instantly. That'll set up a 3rd and 13. Evers back to pass, runs out of time right away, and it's 4th and 19. This is hard to watch. 1st and 10 Beavers firmly in control of this one. The defense not giving up anything to the UConn offense. 2nd and 6 Auto bird cell in the backfield, and it looks like they're setting up a screen for him, and it's going to work pretty well. Has an additional blocker down the field, but Brinson gets past him and brings him down. First down. Third quarter has about 2 minutes left. First and 10, it's an RPO. And he's going down the field, but it's picked off by Zachary Spears. So the defense, I mean, it's not a touchdown, but they do force another turnover, just giving the offense opportunity after opportunity, and they continue to squander it. Maybe this is the time where they find some momentum. Not a great start to the new drive for UConn. Evers losing 10 yards on a sack, setting up a 2nd and 20. And we'll dump this out to Honig on the left side. He gets 6 of it back. 3rd and 14 from the 49. Evers stepping up in the pocket, taking off to run. Maybe he'll do it on the ground, not sliding down, fighting for the extra yardage. He does get the first. About 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Man in motion is Gathings. And it's the jet touch pass set up for him. Makes 2 men miss and gets the first down for his efforts. So to end the third quarter, we'll go back to the air, and we'll dump it off over the middle to Dejon Harrison, who gets the first. So the Huskies will start the fourth quarter almost with goal to go. 1st and 10 from the 11. Can get a first down without a touchdown here as Robinson tries to truck some defenders, but only gets about 4 yards. 3rd and 11 from the 12. Evers back to pass. Wants Gathings, corner of the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown. What a throw from Nick Evers. Finding Josiah Gathings in the end zone on the right side. And UConn will chip away at the lead. If I'm not mistaken, Evers was taking a hit as he delivered this. He did indeed, and it's a duck, but it's a dot, as it's a touchdown for the Huskies. Gonna need the defense to continue to play well. They could give us another opportunity here. On 1st and 10, it's a handoff. McMillan, Cam Chadwick is there, no gain. 2nd and 10 from the 21, 8 minutes left to play in the game. They've got bird cell in the backfield now. And they'll dump this off. Spears nearly there in time to pick it, instead forces it out. It's 3rd and 10. Could be a huge stop here from the defense to give us the opportunity with the offense once again. It's dumped off, just have to make a sure tackle. Getting some help is Jordan Wright from Cam Chadwick, and we do force the 3 and out. 1st and 10 UConn as will start from the 25. Blitz coming from Oregon State. Darrell Robinson is open though, and Josiah Gathings going for a slow jog down the field instead of blocking. Still a first down for UConn, but this is pretty funny. We'll highlight this, maybe give him some crap in practice this week. Where is he going? That brings us to a 2nd and 8. No blitz coming from Oregon State this time. We go underneath to Gathings. That'll set up a 3rd and 1. From the 50, we only need a yard. Darrell Robinson's not gonna get it. This O-line has just been horrendous all year. I don't want to punt it here. I feel as though we have to. The defense has played well. Let's put some faith in them to continue to play well and punt it down the field. 1st and 10, Oregon State with a chance to put the game away once again. McMillan on the carry, Spears on the tackle, as well as Grubbs and Chadwick. Need another big time stop from the defense. 4.5 left to play. 2nd down and 6, man in motion. It might be that jet touch pass again. It's a fake. They were gonna throw it, but we read it the whole way. That's Yates and Chadwick in on the sack, setting up a 3rd and 12. Is the defense gonna do it again? Are they gonna get yet another stop? All day to throw, man, over the middle. It's overthrown from Goldbrinson, and the defense does get another stop. Victor Rosas still at a pretty severe risk of injury. Couldn't bring him back in, but Skylar Bell is back. However, Shamar Porter now off the field due to a severe injury risk. 1st and 10, it's a carry for Darrell Robinson. Finally gets the blockers he needs and gets the first of the 45. There's really no hurry here for UConn. In fact, ideally, we'd like to score and not give Oregon State much time. Pickup of 1 for Robinson. 3rd and 9 from the 43. Evers back to pass. Gonna lob one in the direction of Bell, but it's just out of reach. On 4th down, I mean, we do have to go for this here. 4th and 9. The game pretty much comes down to this. Evers back to pass. Wants his man over the middle, but he misses the throw. It was open for Harrison, and he just missed it. Oregon State now with the opportunity to kill the clock. We do have 3 timeouts, but at this point, I don't trust the offense to be able to get into the end zone. And in motion, it is a handoff to McMillan, and Chadwick is there. We use our first timeout. 2nd and 14 from the 39. And it's going to be another handoff to McMillan. Breaks a Chris Grubbs tackle. It's 3rd and 10. We use our second timeout. I have a sneaking suspicion they're going to go to the air here. 3rd and 10 from the 44. They don't. It is actually a handoff. Need a big tackle here from Chris Grubbs, and we get it. 3rd timeout used by the Huskies. I imagine Oregon State punts it here. We'll get a chance. Starting from our own 15, 1st and 10. Evers back to pass. Lobs this up for Skylar Bell. It's going to be 2nd and inches. We have to hurry it up. Minute 20 left to play. Evers back to pass again. Stepping up in the pocket. There's a lot of green in front of him. Evers not the fastest guy in the world, but he's got some speed, and he gets near midfield. Minute left to play. 2nd and 10 from the 46. Evers back to pass. Can dump this off to Hansen. He's brought down immediately, though. We have to hurry this up again. On 3rd and 7. Evers will roll to his right. Gonna try to hit Skylar Bell, and it was in his hands, but he drops it. And now the game truly comes down to this. 4th and 7 from the 49. Evers back to pass, going over the middle. Diving is Kylish Hicks. He makes the grab. No time to celebrate. We got to hurry it up. 1st and 10 from the 37 now. Evers back to pass again. And he's gonna go down. And we'll have to hurry this up once more. 25 seconds left to play. There's just no time. Got to take the snap and just get it out as quickly as possible. The throw is to Robinson. He will get out of bounds at the 33. 3rd and 6. A big 3rd down here. 17 seconds left. Going to try to go over the middle. Maybe should have been picked. And now it's 4th down. So we come to another 4th down situation, this time with only 13 seconds left. This might need to go to the end zone. We can lob one that direction. It's good for Harrison, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, UConn. Harrison playing for an injured player and finds his way to the end zone with mere seconds left on the clock for UConn. A PAT will tie this game up and send us to overtime. Dejon Harrison, he has not seen the field much, but maybe he needs to after this. So with 8 seconds left, PAT is up. It is good, and it is a tie football game. So with 4 seconds left, they'll get one chance. 1st and 10 from the 18. They decide to hand it off. I think they're just happy to go to overtime. Regulation ends, knotted up at 21 apiece. It wasn't easy, but UConn got there. Here are the overtime rules if you do not know the college overtime rules. Oregon State selects to play defense first. So here we go. Overtime for, I believe, the first time in the UConn Huskies dynasty. Robinson going out wide to the left. And we can just dump this off to Hansen, and he does hold on. It's a pickup of 5. Victor Rosa no longer at severe risk of injury. We will sub him back in for sure. 2nd and 5 from the 20. Victor Rosa officially back in the game at a critical juncture. No blocking from Darrell Robinson. It's 3rd and 13. Maybe we do need a true fullback, because you gotta think that he would hit that block. This is a not so great situation for UConn. Gonna try to get it to Harrison. He can't hold on. It's 4th and 13. I mean, we have to kick a field goal and hope the defense holds, but it feels like we may have just lost the game with that attempt. We've gotten the wind not helping us as well. I didn't select it. I let the AI pick. I figured they'd pick the right option. They did not. So it's 4th and 13. Let me give myself a better camera angle. Really bad wind. Oh, and not the best angle. And the kick is no good. With that being the case, Oregon State just needs a field goal, I believe, to win the game, unless I'm misunderstanding the rules, as they will get this a pickup of 3. 2nd and 7 from the 22, as they are looking down the field, and still has all kinds of time, and to the end zone. It's picked by Jordan Wright. He's going to try to return this one, might as well. He's got some running room here on the left side, but forced out of bounds at the 25. UConn picks it off. Well, that was huge. Now we're into a second overtime, and we start defensively this time. Let's see how this one goes. It's a handoff to Birdsell. There is a flag down. This could be coming back. He's all the way to the 3 before he goes down. What is the penalty? It is a holding call on Oregon State, and that's going to come all the way back. So now it's 1st and 14 from the 29. For Oregon State. All kinds of time to throw for the quarterback. Now finally running out. He decides to throw it away. and live to fight another down. 2nd and 14 from the 29. Gulbranson back to pass again. Goes over the middle, has his man. It's going to be good for a first. Bad angle by Brinson. Now it's 1st and 10 at the 15. Looking like they might actually get some points on this drive. It's an RPO and a good tackle from Jordan Wright, who saved us on that last drive with the interception. 2nd and 9 from the 14. As they'll dump this off on a screenplay. Brinson makes the tackle, but I think he grabbed his face mask. Personal foul, face mask. That's a free first down for Oregon State. And now it's 1st and goal from the 5, but they're running an empty set with Gulbranson. Might want to look out for, yeah, exactly. It's a quarterback run. That's exactly what I was about to say. And he's to the 4. We jump forward a play. It's 3rd and goal from the 3. It's a handoff up the gut. McMillan, he doesn't get it. And now it's 4th and goal at the 1. They're going to settle for the field goal try, meaning that UConn can win with a touchdown here in the 2nd overtime. Kick is good. So currently Oregon State with the lead. The offense has struggled all day, but maybe they can get it done on this drive to secure another victory, the 6th one on the year. 2nd and 8 from the 23. Rosa in motion, and it is a designed throw to him. And he's going to run this down the field, and he's all the way to the 2. 1st and goal, Victor Rosa. That was one of those plays where he had the option to throw it, decides to run instead. And we find ourselves with a 1st and goal at the 2. Just need a push from the offensive line. Darrell Robinson, end zone touchdown, UConn. They're going to win this football game despite the offense's best efforts to lose it. The Huskies over Oregon State, 27-24 is the final. UConn with a miraculous comeback, down 21-7 in the 4th quarter, bringing it all the way back with a last-second touchdown to knot it up, failing on their first drive, but then Jordan Wright bailing us out in overtime, and then finally getting the touchdown in the 2nd overtime period. What a win for UConn. The way that that game played is pretty much exactly what I wanted. I want it to be an absolute grind to beat these teams that are even just a little bit better than us. We're a 79 overall. Oregon State's an 83. That was a game we probably should have lost if not for some really dumb play by Oregon State. I think if we had had these sliders in place against Ohio State, we probably would have gotten crushed, but who knows? It's easy to speculate, obviously. But that was a really fun game, at least for me, to play. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a lot more difficult to move the football, and I think in a bunch of universes, we maybe lose that game. And I prefer that a lot. So like when we play Duke and UCF and UTSA, teams that are sort of similarly rated to Oregon State going forward, there's a good chance we're going to drop those games if they play better than Oregon State did, because Oregon State did not play very well. Here's the stats on the day for Nick Evers. Finally a down day, at least in terms of completion percentage. I want to say his completion percentage on the year was close to 80%. 263 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Of course, had the pick 6. Rushing, Victor Rosa, 11 for 64. Robinson, 10 for 21, but did have the game-winning touchdown. In terms of receiving, it's Dejon Harrison, 5 for 66 and a touchdown. That touchdown being the one that tied the game up to send us to overtime to begin with. Josiah Gathings had a good day. Skylar Bell. Generally, the passing game was much more spread out instead of being all Victor Rosa, all Shamar Porter. And I think that's more interesting to watch. It forces me to make better decisions rather than just dumping it off on the drag route every single time. Defensively, Damon Brinson with the most solo tackles, but the most total tackles is Lee Millette and Chris Grubbs. TFL's Cam Chadwick with 3. This guy is incredible as a slot corner. He also had half a sack along with Price Yates. Jordan Wright with 2 interceptions, including the one that saved us in overtime, and Spears with an interception as well. And the Spears interception, I think, is really what got us back into the football game in the 4th quarter to begin with. Nate Putu does commit to the UConn Huskies, so we do get at least one strong safety, which is great, much needed. Ted Booth also decides to commit the same week, as does Moses Newcomb, a big recruitment week for the Huskies. Jordan Wright wins FBS Independence Defensive Player of the Week. And that brings us to one of the easiest games on the remaining part of the calendar, which is against South Alabama. UConn now 6-2, and lots of new recruiting to do as we can move Putu and Booth and Moses Newcomb into the commitments. We did lose a tight end named Marco Berry, a 2-star to Boston College, but now we have 255 points to work with. And I think we can go after a 4-star free safety in Shaquille Cleland. He doesn't have any offers from anybody else. I'm immediately just going to send the house. So here's the top 25 after yet another week. It is Oklahoma leading the CFP 25. Here's the media top 25. It's Oregon at the top of that list. And then your top 5 is Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Texas, and then Penn State. Boston College with a loss to Clemson falls to 6th. We've got UCF, who we play later this season, up to 7th. Alabama drops to 8th. Kentucky drops to 9th. Texas Tech at 10th. Ohio State recovering well from their loss to us, beating Rutgers and jumping to 11th. Florida falls to 14th. Syracuse now in the top 25. We lost to them earlier this season. They're 7-1. And I guess I just missed them previously because they were 22nd, but now all the way up to 15th. Georgia losing to Tennessee drops all the way to 17th. Florida State losing to Miami drops to 18th. Clemson jumps into the rankings. Baylor, Boise State, Tulsa, and West Virginia new to the rankings as well. Tulsa at a 77 overall is 7-1 and now in the top 25. We are receiving the most votes, so we're basically ranked number 26 at the moment. Here's the stats on the season for the team. Nick Evers, 2,200 yards, 22 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 76% completion percentage. Like I said, he has had an incredible accuracy rate. Rushing, Rosa with 563 yards, 5.5 average. Gets about 70 per game, has fumbled the one time, but has broken 13 tackles. Darrell Robinson, 3.6 average, but seems to be the workhorse at the goal line, having 4 touchdowns on the year where Rosa has 0. Receiving, it's still Shamar Porter at 837. Victor Rosa in second with 628. And then, just look at the fall off. In terms of receptions, in terms of yards, you name it. It is just a steep fall off after Porter and Rosa. Because like I said, kind of just spamming them for most of the year. I think this playbook switch and the new sliders are going to help me spread the ball out a lot more. In terms of blocking, it's Wes Ho who has allowed the most sacks on the season with 4. Karsten Cassidy allowing 3. Risey allowing 3. Wilson Morosky with 2. And Jaden Bass allowing 1. Defensively, Zachary Spears leads in total tackles. Solo tackles, though, is Lee Millette III. In terms of tackles for loss, it's Julian Simon with 14, but the slot corner Cam Chadwick with 9. Sacks is Julian Simon with 5, Yates with 4, Hoffman with 3.5, and Quincy Bryan with 3. Interceptions is led by Spears now with 3, getting another one in today's episode, and then Jordan Wright getting 2 in today's episode. It also has 3. Chris Grubbs with 2, Millette with 2, and Chadwick with the pick 6. Of course, against Ohio State. As for kicking, Costanzo 6 for 10, which is obviously way better than our kicker last season, but still not good. And we'll take a look at the current conference standings. Cal and Syracuse currently at the top of the ACC. Boston College ranked highest at 6th, but are 6-1. In the American, it's Tulsa at 7-1. In the Big 12, it's UCF at 7-1. In the Big 10, it's Penn State, Oregon, Ohio State, Washington, USC, and Wisconsin at the top of the board. Conference USA, it's Liberty and Sam Houston. I'm surprised to see them doing so well. As for the FBS Independents, we are 6-2, Notre Dame 5-4. In the MAC, it's Ball State, who are 4-2 and also have a 3-0 conference record. Central Michigan also undefeated in the conference. UMass has played everyone in the conference already, I guess. 3-4. In the Mountain West, it's Nevada leading the way at 6-1, 3-0 in conference. Boise State is 5-1, also 3-1 in conference. The Pac-2, Washington State is 4-5, Oregon State 3-6. SEC is led by A&M, Oklahoma, Texas, but it looks like A&M is 5-0 in the conference. So why in the world would Oklahoma be rated number 1? They must have better wins, I guess. The team struggling the most in the SEC is South Carolina at 1-6. And the Sun Belt led by Troy, 7-0. Shout out Cameron. Troy is also receiving votes at 112. But anyway, that is going to do it for this episode. In the next episode, we'll play South Alabama and probably the next game on the calendar as well. Only 4 games left in the regular season, and then we get to go bowling. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I do truly appreciate the continued support. If you find yourself coming back on the regular and you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that sub button for me. It does help me out a lot. And I will see you in the next episode where we'll crush South Alabama.